What is up, everyone? It is Midwest Raider fans coming at you podcast style with the Zoom, and we're going to be talking about a Raiders win. And you see a little smile on my face. We get the Raiders win. We did beat the Jaguars 19-14. We're super excited to be here. Like I said, it's been really busy with the holidays, so sorry for the late video. It's coming out tonight, Saturday night. There's a game tomorrow. Looking forward to those Saints, but we got a lot of things going on. We're not going to get too much into this win. The few things I want to talk about today. And I'm going to totally surprise Jimmy today because, like I said, we've been pretty busy with the holidays. Had a lot going on, but we definitely wanted to make a video. Make sure you guys are all like, subscribe, and sharing. Happy holidays to everybody, and have a safe New Year here coming up early too. So, all that good stuff out of the way. Did have a good game against the Jags. We're just gonna, like I said, really briefly touch that, and I have a lot of little topics that I want to talk about today, and I'm gonna surprise Jimmy with some deep thought and see what he thinks too. So, Jimmy, really quick, I can run through some stats, and then I'll let you take over and tell you what you think of the game real quick. But I just want to go over the
Yeah.
stats. We'll just get it out of the way. So what we got here is we played the Jaguars. They scored first quarter, third quarter, 7 points, and we scored 13 points in the second and 6 points in the sixth, or sorry, 6 points in the fourth quarter. And so we did have 34 minutes of time of possession, which is awesome. We own that. They only had 25, 7 penalties to their 8 penalties. 314 total yards, but they had 308, so it was kind of close. The big guy, in my opinion, that still is playing fantastic is Abdullah. 7 for 38 yards rushing. That sounds light, but he did have a rushing touchdown. And when it comes to passing, he was 5 for 47. So he had a busy day. He was still doing pretty good. Myers, 2 for 41. Tucker, 2 for 41. We did punt 4 times in this game and missed a field goal, so that was an extra, 3 points we were missing. Madison, 12 for 27, for 7 to 12 attempts, whatever. Of course, the defense, Palomalu had a really good game this game. 2 forced fumbles.
Ooh.
Yeah, very, very important too. 11 tackles. So he was a tackling machine. Of course, 7 solo tackles. And that's pretty impressive because he's not a linebacker. He's a safety. So, uh, yeah, he's filling in a lot there. So Spillane, of course, always the big man with the 8 tackles as well. Did have Spillane did have an interception, but they didn't call it an interception, so that was really close too. That was taken away, and we had the 2 fumbles on the defense. So the defense still riding high. I think somebody forgot to tell our defense not to play, to tank a little bit, and that's what happened. So we did pull it off, and like I said, the Jaguars are a terrible team. We're not too much better, but I think our defense kind of shows that our defense is at least better. Our offense struggled at times, but we're able to straggle enough points to win the game. I never felt like we were in position to win this game the whole time till the end, but still kind of sweating it. I'm like, are we going to win this or not? So it was pretty crazy. So there's the stats on it real quick. And Jimmy, what did you think of this game real quick?
Yeah, I thought it was a good game. Obviously, you and I are both are very against the tanking, so I'm glad we got that W. Good for morale. I don't know if anybody saw, but Mark Davis was in the locker room afterwards, and he was celebrating. Again, a win is a win. We're the Raiders. We don't tank to get a potential prospect. Shador, I've said it. I don't want him. I don't think he's going to be that great. He's not going to be the savior right off the bat, if at all. I mean, it's a big gamble there, but yeah, great game. Again, my boy Amir Abdul, loved him. Putting in the work there. Again, Paul Malu on defense with the 2 fumbles. I mean, he punched that one right out. That was great. So yeah, just a great win for Raider Nation. Good for the team, good for the fans. It was a win. And yes, we want wins, even if they are meaningless at the end of the season currently as we stand.
Yeah, awesome. I totally agree. Like I said, and we're going to talk about that here in a second. So, very, very cool. So, a couple of things I want to just add to this win. I know it's worthless, whatever. We're not playing for much, but honestly, we're going to talk about that here in a second once again. But all time, we're tied it up. So we're 7-7-1 in this, and we've actually tied one time. So that's funny. A couple things to add to this game. So at the end of this game, Colton Miller has allowed 11 sacks this year, and he's tied for the second most in this year. And Colton Miller is supposed to be one of our better players. Like he's had really good years. Maybe this is a down year with injuries and things like that, and he's just not up to 100%. But that's kind of disappointing. So because he's usually pretty solid. Raiders have had 13 fumbles this year, which is crazy. We are 32nd worst for yards per game at 77.5. Ridiculous. And the yak yards, also yards per carry, at 3.5. And I think Abdullah's hitting like 5.1 a clip. So like he's our freaking stat right there. So it's pretty crazy.
Yes.
Jack Jones has allowed 8 touchdowns this year. Uh, and I consider him here like our island cornerback, but he's just too aggressive sometimes, I would say. And I hate to say that because I like that. I like him trying to make plays, do the best he can with the defense, but he has allowed 8 touchdowns with a 114 rating. So our defense, 26 allowed passing touchdowns this year, which is 26 tied in the NFL. And we have only 11 takeaways, which is 31st in the NFL. So just some stats right there I thought were pretty interesting this year to say, being terrible or, things like that. Those are reasons why we are not doing too good this year. What do you think of some of that, Jimmy? Anything?
Yeah, no, I agree. Obviously, that those stats help with our, our losses. Obviously, we're not going to
Yeah.
win the games if we, turning the ball over and we're not rushing. We're losing losing downs. Again, that run up the middle pretty much hurt us all season long, and it hasn't really improved. Again, like you said, Amir Abdullah, he's above the curve there, which is nice. But again, he's our third string guy, and I just wish Madison could have done some better holes or whatever. And again, I think it comes back to the offensive line. We've been banged up all year. What
Yeah.
do we have? 2 weeks in a row where we have the same consistent line.
Yeah.
So obviously that doesn't help. And again, like you said, you mentioned Colton Miller. That was unlike him.
Yeah.
Again, but he's probably playing through. He's been on the injury list, questionable a couple times. I think he missed a couple games. So who's to say he's not 100%? Um, but yeah, unfortunately, yeah, we're on the bottom end of the NFL this year, and obviously our record shows.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess we can move on to the topics of the day. Let's see. We always go to our news. Real quick, I guess we could say, who do you think was a player of the game this year? Or not this year, but this game.
This game, yeah, as much as I'd like to give it to Amir this time, I know we gave it to him last week. I
Yeah,
think I am going to give it to Palomalo
there you go.
on
Yeah.
defense. Yeah, the two fumbles, obviously, like you said, the defense didn't get that memo of us tanking, and obviously he's putting in the work. 7 tackles as a safety, solo tackles, which is good. And then those two fumbles, man. And that first one when he punched that ball out,
Mm.
that was awesome. I know you and I had a good time watching that
Yeah,
replay.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Palomalo was a beast this game, and the two forced fumbles, somebody forgot to, like tell them to that what they're trying to do, I guess. So, Raiders are 3-12, Jags 3-12, and we're going into the next game. We have the New Orleans Saints coming. One thing that I wanted to kind of bring up is, all this the nation divided right now, and it's crazy to say. And so I just wanted to like let my opinion out on this real quick because we I kind of know where you're at, Jimmy, but I just want to kind of know a little bit more, really quick. So the nation's divided. So we got that win, and half the nation's like, "Hey, it's cool that we got a win," and half the nation's like, "Oh my God, you ruined the draft! Oh, tears!" And I think that's total crap. Like, okay, and here's the reason why. We are fans, okay? And me and Jimmy have a little bit more fun trying to give some stats, give our opinions, and that's all they are. That's all these sportscasters. I don't care who they are in chat sports or who they are talking about the Raider Nation. That's all we are. We are fans watching the game. We're not the front office. We're not in charge of anything. And so all we can do is offer our opinions on what you think. And so I totally whoever's out there thinks that we should be tanking for the first pick for the future and all this good stuff, great. That is your opinion. But don't take it away from all the other fans who are okay with a win because that's what we're here to do. We're here to root for our team, no matter win, lose, or draw. All that good stuff. So it makes me so mad that we've reached a stage in, history of fandom that people are so pissed that we're losing or well, we're pissed because we're losing, but pissed because we didn't tank a game, and that makes me so mad as a fan that that's all we are. We're fans. We're supposed to be rooting for our team to win, not to lose. And so, who's in charge of that? The front office. Telesco. AP, Mark Davis, they're in charge. If we win a couple games, they're in charge of finding a way for us to get the picks that we need to get this draft. And so it's totally up to them. And it kind of brings up some questions. So now is does AP okay with the win? Because is his job secure? We don't know. And there's a lot of things going to be coming up that we're going to have to look forward to, whether it be good or bad. But like I said, it's not up to us. We're the fans, and we're supposed to be rooting for our team, win, lose, or draw. And that's my opinion on it. I just hate how the nation's divided right now because, especially watching like Chat Sports, the Mitchell Renz, how he's like, "Oh, I was so disappointed we won." I'm like, this is bullshit, man. I'm glad that's your opinion. That's great, but really, you should be like, okay, it is what it is. We do what we do. We're the fans, and now it's up to Telesco to come up with a game plan for the draft to pick up if we want to pick up Shador or whoever we're going to get. That's up to them now. Trade up, trade down, but there's options. It's not just because we need to tank to get the first pick of the draft. So that's what I think, Jimmy. What do you think on that? And that's your
Yeah, no,
surprise.
I 100% agree. Clearly, we all saw with our cap space, we have tons of money. So if we want to go after Shador, and by we, I mean, like you said, the front office,
Yeah,
Davis,
yeah,
all those, Tom Brady, they can make that happen. Deion's
yeah.
already come out and said that he's only going to let his sons play for certain teams. And fortunately, that's one of us. We're one of those teams. Again, it's you're putting all of our money into one position, which I know is a very key position, but we're going after, and everybody's talking this guy. He's the next, coming. He's going to be the next Tom Brady. It's not. Let's remember he came from Jackson State. He moved to a big powerhouse team, Colorado. They won 4 games last year. 4 games against potential NFL players. Now, don't get me wrong, nothing against those Division two teams and guys. Obviously they would like to make it to the NFL, but your powerhouse conference out of the five are going to have more guys going to the NFL than the other, Division two leagues and so on. So we won 4 games. Then they joined a weak Big 12 conference. Oklahoma and Texas are gone. Tell me the powerhouse in the Big 12 now. Colorado, they won 9 games. Let's not forget that they got smoked by the Big Red, who, fortunately had a winning season at the end of the year. But I mean, we went on a big losing streak there for a while. So you can't tell me that this guy's going to come in and he's going to turn everything around, which it's just not going to happen. Again, we do need a quarterback, but I'm not saying we need to tank for that. And again, like you
Yeah.
said, man, that's the in-house stuff. And if they really want him, they can go after and get him. And we have plenty of options to make that happen. So I 100% agree with you there.
All right. I just want, I mean, it's totally your opinion. If you think we should be tanking for like everybody else for the future of the team, that's wonderful. But like I said, it shouldn't separate everybody. Everybody should be like, okay, yeah, it is what it is. Glad you're there for tanking, and I'm glad uh, the fans are who, but it shouldn't be like fans yelling at each other because oh, you should be wanting us to tank, and I'm like, what? No, I'm wanting us to win because I think how good was it to see celebration in the locker room, the players that have been playing so hard. I mean, that can mentally mess you up losing that many games. I mean, you just think, okay, this team is trash. We can't do nothing right. And then every week, same thing, same thing. I mean, a win just kind of invigorates you a little bit. You're like, oh my God, we can win a game. So I think that's just so powerful in the locker room. Like I'm a big momentum person, and I'm not saying we're going to win any more games or anything like that. I like to see us still competing. That's awesome, but yeah, it is what it is. And so I'm happy to see the team get a win. It was great to see the fans at the stadium happy. I mean, when was the last time we won? It was like September or something. So uh, I was all for
Yeah.
it. I was all for it. So I'm happy about it. And like I said, I'm glad to hear Jimmy's into for the no tank and leave it to the front office to worry about all that other front office stuff. All right, Jimmy, you got anything else at the moment? If not, we will jump into week 18.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like everything you said, again, we're Raiders. We're not fair weather fans. We're in it through thick and thin, ups and downs. We're here. But yes, we ultimately want those wins, whether they're meaningless at the end of the year. I don't want to tank for a prayer, a hope that
Yeah.
somebody's going to come in and be decent.
Yeah. So, and with the luck that the Raiders have with first round draft picks, uh, our odds are not doing too good if you're a Vegas gambling person. So, all right. So we're going into, are we week 17, week 18? No, week 17, week 17.
Week
Sorry.
17.
Yeah. Sorry if I said 18. Week 17. New Orleans Saints. It was super exciting. Think that we're going to get the possibility of playing Derek Carr, but I don't know if that's an option right now. I haven't heard. I looked it up, but it looked like they were starting Jake Hayner. So I'll have to maybe try to edit a picture of Jake Hayner in here. But yes, we're going to be playing Jake Hayner, and I think there's good odds because they're the only person that we really, in my opinion, have to worry about is Alvin Kamara. He's still having a good season, and I think he needs only like 60 yards to break 1,000 yards this season. So um,
So, hey, not to cut you off
no, go
here.
ahead.
I got it right here. Derek
Okay,
Carr will not be playing, says he's
okay,
out.
okay.
Alvin Kamara, out.
Oh, what? Oh, wow.
Yep, he's got a groin. He's out. Center Eric McCoy, out. He's an elbow. Guard Lucas Patrick is out. Tight end Twan Johnson is out. And then there's quite a few questionables on their team there. So we're not getting the best of the Saints.
No, no, absolutely
Again,
not.
I'm with you. I know we wanted that car game, and
Yeah,
obviously we wanted Crosby to be in there. We're not going to get it, not this year anyway. So I don't
yeah.
know. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know if we play him next year or not, but
Yeah. Well,
not getting it.
there's all kinds of rumors too that Derek Carr might be in free agency this year too. So maybe we have another backup. So that would be crazy. That would be crazy. And then he could, retire as a Raider as well. But stuff for the offseason to talk about. So really quick, so I guess you just heard all that. So that's kind of good news if you're not on Team Tank, that there's gonna be there's a chance. There's a chance.
Yeah,
So
we got a good chance.
you're
I
telling
mean,
me there's a chance. So I don't think even banged up. I think that the Saints have a lot more starters than we do, and I'm not no gripe to any of our people coming up from practice squad or third string or anything like that. But just there's a lot more starters when it comes to their team. AOC will be playing, so that's good as well. See how well he can put a game together. So it is exciting. We'll see what happens. I'm not, like I said, on Team Tank, so I'm okay with the win, but I don't think we're going to personally win this game. I just think that, like I say, Saints might have, unless Hayner plays terrible, we might have a few more starters, or they might have a few more starters than we do. So I'm going to go with Saints score 20.6 a game. That's almost 21 points, and we score only 17.6 a game. So I'm going to go right there with that score, 20-17, Saints above the Raiders. Jimmy, what you think?
yeah, I like your position there, but you're wrong. I think we get 24 points. So I'm going to call
What?
it 24-21. It'll be close. I think it'll be back and forth there for a while. Lots of punts. I see both defenses stepping up. Hopefully O'Connell can make some magic work. Bauer's obviously up for breaking a record there, Mike Ditka's record for the most
Yeah,
yards.
yeah.
And again, and we all know, obviously, it was a different era. They didn't, weren't as pass heavy as they are now.
Yeah.
Obviously, they play a lot less games than we do now. But at the same time, that's a huge achievement for our team, especially our team, going and seeing a record like that broke. And think of all the great tight ends in the game who, didn't have that happen for them. So super excited about that. Hopefully we can get him that record this week. And then, he can just improve on it that last week. But yeah, I'm going to go 24-21. I think, we missed that field goal last week, and our defense is going to be pumped up. I'm hoping Palomalo have maybe, punch that ball out a couple more times. They're banged up pretty good. They're kind of like going in at the backup quarterback and, second string, third string running backs, just kind of, like we are. So should be a good close game, but I do think we'll pull it out and get another win, back-to-back wins,
Oh,
which
wow.
is good for the fans, good for
Yep.
the players, good for
Yeah.
Raider Nation.
Yeah. But it isn't gonna it is gonna be in Saints territory, so I don't know. It's not good for the fans there. They won't be happy about that. But yeah, no, that I'm okay with that. Like I said, we are currently at the sixth pick in the draft, so we're still at six. But that another win probably would really make people mad because yeah, that'll probably take us to the 10 or something. So that would be crazy. So we'll see. But like I said, that still is up to other teams losing and those types of things. So a lot to go. We still have two more games in the season. So yeah, like I said, I'm okay. You heard our prediction, so I'm happy about that. So other than that, I think that's about it. I think we had a good conversation today about some football. Please subscribe, share all those things. Check us out. Talk football, Jimmy.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, subscribe, share, leave us a comment. We love talking Raider football. Not sure if I mentioned at the beginning. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. Obviously, be safe coming up on this New Year's. Hopefully, it'll be a better year for the Raiders. So yeah, wait and see.
All right. And as always, go
Go Raiders.
Raiders.
Oh, we were off on that one.